In 2024, the American people were sick of Democratic policies. They were sick of living under the Biden administration from 2020 to 2024. We saw that with the results of the presidential election in 2024. Trump won all swing states. He won the popular vote. Then Republicans took the Senate and the House. Those major upset victories from Republicans. But now going into this year, there's a lot of worries now again what a Democratic majority country could look like. They might take the House in 2028. They might take the White House. People are worried. I'm definitely worried. And a big reason why I'm worried about this is, and I really think it's irreversible damage, is how Democrats are such okay with allowing millions of illegal immigrants into this country and not doing enough to really tell their voters, tell the people, tell the taxpayers that, yes, elections are still going to be secure. Yes, your tax dollars are not going to be funded towards these illegal immigrants' social services like healthcare, housing, cell phones, SNAP benefits. This is not what the American tax dollar should be going towards. So, we all know the disaster that happened at the border under Joe Biden. Since January 2021, when Biden came into office, there has been more than 10 million encounters. About 8 million came from the southwest land border with Mexico. Under the Trump administration, only 2.4. That's still way too much, of course, but the U.S. Department of Homeland Security has estimated there has been 11 million illegal immigrants living in the U.S. as of January 2022. Fast forward 2 years later, at the end of Biden's term, it had to be at least 14 or 15 million. And that's dangerous for America. That's dangerous for the American taxpayer dollar, having to fund all this. This is not good for a country. And I don't know how any Democrat could look at this type of stuff and say, yeah, this is okay. Screw that. Forget that. And then, of course, we have Democrats saying that, well, the voter is still secure. They say nothing's happening, and then when it does happen, when they do get caught with stuff, oh, well, it's secured, or oh, somehow it's Republicans' fault. We take a look at New Jersey. Back in July of this year, over 8,000 voters removed from New Jersey rolls in 1 week amid system downtime. 6,300, almost 6,400. 78% of them was unaffiliated. Take a look at some of the facts. Of the 8,103 removed voters, over 2,000, 27%, had previously voted. That is dangerous. That is not good. That is not a secure election, no matter what Democrats say, obviously. This was on CNN the other day. Another example of they said it never happens until it does. Bush White House spokesman Pete Seat sits 3 feet from the Obama strategist David Axelrod and drops the truth that Obama got on the ballot when he shouldn't have. Let's take a look at that.
In Arizona, he hired the ninjas. What were they called?
Yeah. The cyber.
I'll
give you an example of where it has been determinative, and that's in my home state of Indiana, St. Joseph County. The gentleman you previously worked for, David Axelrod, Barack Obama,
and these are not
got
always
on the
conspiracy
ballot
theorists. Of course,
because
if Republicans
Democrats
talk
in
about
that
this
county
stuff, they're
submitted
called conspiracy
fraudulent
theorists.
ballot petition signatures. People, including the Democrat county chair, went to jail over that. Barack Obama should not have been on the primary ballot in the state of Indiana.
But that's not a voting. That's not a voting issue. Like that's something.
Well, it is a voting
Indiana
issue because
deal
he was on the
That's
ballot.
most
And
definitely
he's
a
not
voting issue.
America Act issue, though. That's not a, they're stealing the elections. Illegals are voting. That's an Indiana issue because Indiana is the one that determines who's on their ballots.
How did that get determined?
How did that get determined? It was finally exposed 2 years later. It went through the courts, and several people found themselves in jail.
Finally.
But that's the problem. It didn't happen. They didn't find it before he was on the ballot. It took years after.
Do you?
Exactly. And once it's on the ballot, and 2 years later, when people already voted, it's irreversible damage. And this was a video that I dropped the other day from Cam Higbee. No clue who he is, but doesn't really matter. I watched clips of it on Instagram. And take a look at this. He dressed as a Muslim woman at a place in Minnesota. Poll workers were prepared to allow him to just vote on behalf of others. Not show ID, of course, because that's not a law yet until the SAVE Act, which I don't think will ever get passed, unfortunately. Let's take a look at this.
Hello. Can I get your last name, please? You can spell the first 3 letters. And your first name?
Kami.
And then your address, please.
My address, I just moved. It is 3530 Cleveland Northeast.
Got you here. So if you can take a look and make sure that...
Can I vouch?
You sure can.
Yes.
We'll get you checked in first, and then we
Vouching.
can vouch.
What is
That's ridiculous.
What is required?
I don't know what happened there, but anyway.
Pre-registered, nothing else.
to vouch
Just
for
you'll
somebody.
sign
Listen, that's
something,
ridiculous.
you'll get your phone number.
If you want to vote
then
for
she
somebody,
vote?
show up
Okay.
and vote. Or mail-in ballots, which I'm not
ID?
against.
Nope.
No ID
Do a
needed.
mail-in ballot.
Her ID.
Vote yourself.
She does not need ID. I have
Vouching
also
on behalf of 8 people?
7 other people who I
7
live
other
with.
people?
Can they not registered?
If you live with them, you can vouch for them. You can vouch for up to 8 people.
And
Yeah, up to
and
8.
no ID for
What are we
any.
doing here?
Nope. But after
No
8
ID.
people, you can't vouch anymore today.
Okay. Tomorrow?
Tomorrow, election day is over.
Okay. And what if some of them do not live with me
If you know them personally and you know that they live in this precinct,
in the area?
it needs to be this precinct.
They do.
So make sure it's the same precinct, not just the neighborhood, but there's specific boundaries.
Imagine how dangerous
No
that is.
ID,
Imagine you
I
don't know
vote.
them. How are they going to know you don't know them?
Correct.
Or know them or not?
No ID.
Right.
And she vote today. And 7 others.
And 7 others, yeah.
Vote today, no ID.
Right.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
ridiculous.
And what happened with thing I signed?
What happens with the thing you sign? Well, you are signing an oath, a legal oath, that you know them and you know that they live in this area. And then they are signing.
But how's that
this
determined,
oath,
though?
Which says
You know them.
that they are who they say they are and that they are allowed to vote here today. So they live in this area, they're
Do-
U.S.
do
citizens,
they-
they're
That's
in the state
ridiculous.
team.
Do they check?
Well, yeah.
They do check it?
After the fact, yeah.
Okay. I go
After
grab
the
my
fact.
7
Great,
friends.
after the fact. So
I go
after
grab 7 friends, bring
the
them
election's
here.
over, they do it after
Okay.
the fact.
I go grab and they vote today, no ID.
Correct, yeah.
Okay. They vote no ID. The sign thingy. I vote Kami.
I'm sorry?
I vote Kami. No ID. They vote no ID. 7, 8 including.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's correct.
I go grab. They in the truck. I go grab them. We grab them.
That's ridiculous. Oh, yeah. And speaking of all this, of course, updated 43 minutes ago, the DHS finds over 250,000 non-citizens registered in 4 states. California, 35,000, New Jersey, Nevada, Pennsylvania. Scott Pressler, one of the most important people in the conservative movement. Oh my goodness, man. 190,000 non-citizens in California. I mean, what are we doing here? This is a serious problem. This is a dangerous problem. Supports the fact that the SAVE Act needs to happen. Democrats don't want it to happen because, of course, that's voters for them. But this is dangerous stuff. It's what worries me the most. This is my 2 cents. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I know Democrats, they find this channel somehow. I don't know. I guess the algorithm pushes it to them. But I'd like to hear your thoughts. Somehow defend this. Bash me, whatever the case may be. This is a serious problem. It should worry people. Make sure to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe. I'm out, guys. Peace.